Hello everyone and welcome back to another coin roll hunting video. In today's video we're going to be searching through $70 in nickels and dimes, so let's get into it. Alright, so I thought we'd go through the dimes first together and do our edge hunt. And then I can talk about while we do this of what I look for in these types of hunts. So I decided to do dimes first because dimes typically go faster for me than the nickels because there's a lot less that I look for. But the main thing that we're looking for here is for silver. So older dimes that are older than 1964 are all 90% silver. So those are pretty easy to spot because they've got a really white edge. So if I do this edge hunting, then that's mainly what I'm looking for. But also we look for proof coins because they have a thicker edge as well. And also things like foreign coins are something that could stand out while we're edge hunting as well. Some other things that I look for that won't necessarily be in edge hunting, I'll go through all of these after I edge hunt as well. But some of the things that I look for besides those things are, I search for a few errors. So not a ton of errors, but I will set aside some of the coins and look for errors. And then I also look for the 1996 W dime. And I also search for old dimes like mercury dimes or things like that. So we'll see if we find anything like that. I mean, with a mercury dime, it would be silver too, so we might see it for edge hunting, but we will see. So I just figured I'd do this edge hunt with you of the dimes, and then you can all see what I see on the edge, which so far I'm not seeing anything. And then after that, I'll search through them all and look for errors, and then after that we'll do the nickels. So that's what I thought we would do today. If I can get these rolls open. Here we go. But yeah, and I did check the enders of all these rolls and I didn't notice anything, so we'll see if we find anything. But yeah, none of the enders should be anything special. Let me look at this. This looks a little white to me if I can get it out. What do we got? We have silver. 1964. 90% silver dime. There you go. That's what we look for in these hunts. It's amazing. That is my first 90% silver find ever in any denomination, in any coin roll hunt. I found plenty of silver warnicles, but those are only 35% silver, so this is awesome. I am super happy with that. So we'll set that aside. That means we got our first find, and it's a silver. I'm going to look at this too, because this looks a little off. And just a really dirty 1978. But you could see, I could see on the edge, like you can see how white that edge is. Let me grab one of these to show next to it. But you can see the whiteness versus that coppery edge that more modern ones have. So we'll set that aside as our first find. And continue with these, and maybe we'll find some more silver. That's a good sign. And I may have missed some silver in here as well, so when I go back and look through errors, I'll see if there's any other silver in any of these rolls that I just didn't catch. Let me look here. Nope. Alright, nothing there. And these last two rolls, see what we got. If I can get them open again. Sometimes they're a struggle, especially with these smaller coins like the dimes and pennies. I always struggle to open them. Alright, I didn't see anything there. We'll get this last roll opened up. but I'm super excited that we found one silver. That makes this whole hunt worth it, even if we don't find anything else. But it'd be nice if we found some more stuff too. And I don't see anything in there straight away. So I'm gonna look through these and set some aside for errors and stuff, and then I'll bring you all back in if I find anything else. Alright, so I just finished looking through the nickels and I didn't end up finding anything else, but these are the ones that I set aside, so I'm gonna look through these for errors and see if I can find anything. Alright, so I'm looking at this 1970D dime, and one of the errors that's on here is that it can have the reverse of the 68, which is mainly noticeable through this flame here. So you can see, let me grab my little pointer thing, you can see in the flame those little ridges there in the flame. And then the 68, it has that, but in the 70, it is not supposed to have that. So let me show you another 70 so we can compare. So that's what it's supposed to look like. Very little detail in the flame, very simplistic. And I wanted to show you too. This is the one that has the, here, let me bring you down here. And you can see it like without a scope too. So it's very clearly there. So I'm going to add that as an error to our hunt. Alright, so I finished looking for errors and I didn't find anything else after that. And so I thought we'd do the wrap up for the dimes. So first off, we do have our first ever 90% silver find, and it's this 1964 silver dime. So that is awesome. So we have some silver on the hunt, and I don't know exactly what the melt value is today. I'll put an image up of what CoinApp says the silver melt value for it is, but I think it's around $2. And then for this coin, I did some research on, this is the 1970D with the reverse of a 68, and a lot of them seem to be selling for around $10. So that is pretty good for just a dime. And I mean, this one, I probably wouldn't list it as $10, but maybe like $5 or something. So that's pretty good. So we made like $7 on this hunt. So with that, I think we'll move on to the nickels. Alright, so we're going to do these edge hunts for these nickels, and I'll talk a little bit about what I look for. So when we edge hunt, the biggest thing that we find when we edge hunt is war nickels, because war nickels are 35% silver. And that silver edge, a lot on the war nickel, since it's only 35%, instead of having that bright white edge like other silver coins, it'll actually get a pretty black edge, so a really dark edge. So that is pretty clear when we do find it. So we'll see if we find any of that. It'd be pretty cool. And a silver war nickel is, they were minted between the years 1942 and 1945 during World War II because they needed the nickel for the war effort. And so they made them out of an alloy that had 35% silver in it instead of the nickel. So that's why they're like that. And then I actually have one over here, so I'll show you. So this is a silver war nickel, and this is a 1943 silver war nickel. And you can see how dark that edge is. I'll stick it in a roll in a second to show you. But another way you can tell is that big mint mark right above the building there. That S mint mark, or it could be a D or a P as well. But if I just stick this in here, you can see straight away, you can see that edge there, that silver edge. And this one is one of my more light war nickels. So let me grab another one. Let me see this one right here. This one right here is even darker. So the silver gets all tarnished. So let me show you this one. This one was easier to see. So there you go. You can see that dark edge there. So that's a good representation of what it would look like when we're edge hunting. And of course, I might not see it first shot, but it's always worth looking at the edges, I feel like, and then can get a sense for what you're finding in these rolls. Other things that we look for that aren't necessarily edge hunting, I guess one thing that we search for in edge hunts as well is proofs. I've never found a proof, but they have thicker edges than normal nickels, and so they would be easier to spot when edge hunting. But other things that I look for, I'll be setting aside anything that's pre-1962 because I look for errors in a lot of those coins. Like I said, war nickels I'll be looking for. The 2020 West Point minted nickel I'll be setting aside if I find that for sure, because it's super low mintage. Let me look at this one real quick, because this could be a war nickel here. And nope, it's not. Just a dirty old coin. Alright. I also look for anything old, so like a buffalo nickel or a V nickel. Be super cool to find. And I have found both of those before now. So yeah. And then one other thing that we look for is Henning Nickels, which Henning Nickels are a type of counterfeit nickel made by a guy named Francis Henning. And so those are in nickels. Here, let me look at this real quick before I say that, actually. Yeah, no, it's not a war nickel. Those are minted between, in the following years. They're minted in 1939, 44, 46, 47, and 53 are the, those dates are on those coins. They were all minted in the 50s. But they're a type of counterfeit coin, and so we'll be setting aside all of those years and looking for those too to see if we can find them. And this here, this looks like a really coppery edge, but this could just be that it got worn down or something. I don't know what's going on there. That's super weird. This whole coin's kind of coppery. I don't know if that shows up super well on the camera, but it's a very orangey, coppery coin. But I think it's just dirty, so we're gonna set it there. But yeah, anyways, a Henning nickel would be super cool to find because those recently have been selling on eBay for upwards of $200, $250 for a circulated Henning nickel. So that would be pretty cool to find. One of the big indicators for that is the 1944 one. So 1944 is one of the war nickel years, and so it's supposed to have the mint mark above the building on the reverse, but Henning's 1944 doesn't have a mint mark on it, and so that's one big way to tell if you've got a Henning nickel. Oh, and I forgot to say, we also look for foreign coins. So I tend to find a lot of Canadian coins. And so yeah, with that, I'm going to search through these, and then I'll bring you back in if I find anything, and I'll set aside some for errors as well to look for that. And so yeah, I'll bring you back in a bit. Alright, so I finished searching through the nickels and I didn't find anything. And these are all the ones that are pre-1962 that I set aside to look for errors. And so some of these we're going to be looking at to see if they're Henning nickels as well, like this 1939 and this 1946. So I'll be looking at that and looking at them for errors. And then I did also set aside this one that I looked at the beginning that's just super coppery and just full copper edge. So I'm not sure if this is some sort of error or if this is just post-mint damage, but I'm going to hold on to it for now because I know there are some errors for coins that are like it's missing a clad layer or things like that. So I'll hold on to it, and then if you know anything about this, let me know down in the comments. I haven't been able to find anything online so far, so let me know what you think. Alright, so I just finished searching through all 20 rolls of coins, and so I thought I'd bring you all in for the wrap-up and show you everything that we found. So for nickels, we didn't have very much luck. I did find this one weird copper-colored nickel. That's 1990. And I did weigh it, by the way, and it weighs like on the dot 5 grams, so it is not weird weight or anything. So I'm kind of thinking it's not anything, but I'm going to keep it until I can find out for sure, because I wouldn't want to throw it back if it's worth something. And then we did find some silver in the dimes, though. We had some luck. So we did find our 1964 silver dime. And we did find a 1970D with the reverse of 68 error. So there you go. We have a couple finds this hunt. And I think it was a pretty good hunt overall. I mean, hunts with silver in it, that's always great. So yeah, if you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. I try to make content like this, doing coin roll hunts and also talking about different coins in my coin collection. Pretty soon, I just finished doing videos over all of the German coins that I have. So I'm going to start doing another country soon. I'm not quite sure which country's coins I'm going to do next, but you can look forward to that in the future. So yeah, please consider liking and subscribing. And then also, if you have any information on these coins that you'd like to share, or any comments on this video, please consider and feel free to comment on this video and let me know. And I try to answer all the comments that I can down in the comment section. And anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.